Hello, this is Mark with the Evolution of Warfare, and we're going to be recording our first episode of Compass Games Battle Hymn, uh, Gettysburg, and it's a really cool system, and excited to play this. I'll do a link to I think Gilbert Collins has a really good playthrough that kind of describes the rules and such, but how to play. But we'll do some linking. Sorry, I won't do rules, but really, this is a really cool game. And what I like about it is the chit pull system that Gilbert Collins talks a lot about in reference to some other Gettysburg games. And so basically, what you do is you take these two combat chits here and you throw them into this an activation cup, and then for the first turn we take these commander chits and we grab both of those and we come over here and we drop them in there, and then we shuffle the bag, and that is going to randomize the order. Now the thing about this is that combat can, for both sides, can come up, and if you don't have anybody, let's say you want to move, a unit forward to set it up for combat, like to go against one of these units, but you roll your combat chit, or you pick your combat chit first. You have no combat that turn. You have to wait until the next turn. So it could really make some interesting dynamics. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. And really, it's that simple. So we're going to pull the first chit out. And yeah, right here, it's the Union combat turn. There are Union forces. In fact, we'll show you the map here. Again, a very nice map. The Union forces are going to come out down these roads here, converge on Gettysburg. The Confederates, of course, are going to come up this way and down these roads, I think, here. And so there's no one for them to fire at, and so that they're not going to be able to do any combat this turn. So we'll drop these down right here. All right, we'll go ahead and shuffle each turn. And okay, now it's going to be Heath's division is activated, and right here on the turn track, again on the turn track are all the forces. So Archer's going to come in, and he has a movement of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no stacking. And so we bring up the other unit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since he can't go through, he has to sit behind. And that is the first movement by the Confederates. Okay, we'll go ahead and shake this again. Now it is the Confederate combat turn. There's no one adjacent, and there is no artillery set up. So that isn't going to happen. And then the last unit, of course, is going to be First Corps. Now the question... we don't get the other command shit for these cavalry guys until the next turn. I was curious about that, but okay. At least it's there. So Reynolds gets to move, and where he's going to start from is in section 1A, which is going to be over here. Coming off of the Emmitsburg Road here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops. The Iron Brigade is going to be right behind. So just those two guys there. So that is the end of the first turn. And there's this tactical situation that we can see. So then what we do is we return all of these 4 back into the bag. And then we, let's see, do we have any? Yep, we do have, there's an artillery reserve and Pettigrew's forces. So we'll just use that there, and I should have pulled out the other one. That's purple. So that's the rest of Reynolds' Corps there. It's going to come in on turn 2. And then we have the, of course, that. So now we have 6 new, 6 chits to pull. And this is now going to be the Pleasanton, so the Cavalry Corps. So we have to zoom in here and let's see what we can do here. Now the range of the artillery, let me go back here to this chart, can go up, they can fire up to 4, but there's a -5 dice roll modifier. And a dice roll of a 1 is always a hit, and a dice roll of a 0 or 10 is always a miss. So we'd have to roll a 1, I think, at range 4. And they're up on this ridge, so they can fire up here. Although I think he's down, so he's not in the line of sight. But 1, 2, 3, 4, he can't fire, and there's nothing adjacent to these two. Now these two could move. And in fact, we do need to dismount them. Let me go over here. I think I'll do that this turn. So this will be my movement, is to dismount these two units here. And we're going to move the Devon and Gamble. And we're going to put their guys, I'd say let's move them back here in a safe position. Actually, they have to retreat. Let's put it right. Yeah, we'll put those there. Okay, so that's going to be the move for the cavalry. And it's now their combat turn. So they're just going to be able to get into place, and there's nothing for them to shoot at. Wow, all the Union stuff gets to move. All right, so let's move these forces. My guess is I think all of them are going to be coming over here. So let's move these guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to put this guy right up behind him here, and then we're going to bring in the rest of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's on A as well. That's on A. And then this guy, Biddle, comes in, interestingly enough, down here in Z. And let's see, this is going to be a minor road. It's 1.5. So 1.5, 3, 4.5, 5, 6.5. Wait. 3. So basically it's 3 X's. Or, yeah. 1.5. So 1, that's 1, 2. Moves. And he winds up there. Now we should be getting Confederate counters. Yeah, the 3. Yep, artillery reserve. And so he can only move up to about here. Their combat term, they don't have anybody to shoot at. And then that's going to leave Heath's division. So we can get them into position, but let's see, well, what do we want to do here? I'll zoom in here and make a decision. Okay. Now, what we do next here is, because we approached, we don't have combat. This will stay over to the next turn. That'll be there for next. All right, so that is all for turn 2. All right. Moving quite along here. Now, this turn 3, I guess we should do this. Make sure there's no... Yeah, there we are. So we have the remainder of Reynolds' Corps, and then Howard's Corps comes in. It's turn 3. So we'll drop his chit over here. So now we have 7. We're going to shuffle. And now we have the beginning of turn 3. And the very first one is going to be Heath's division. So this is very, very good because they are set up for combat. And we got the remaining units of Heath's division. So what I'm going to do, man, I hate to put Pettigrew up against that. I hate to put the Pettigrew up against that artillery. And that's exactly what I'd have to do. All right, so that's going to be, they'll be ready to engage. Next, it's going to be Howard's Corps, or the first elements of Howard's Corps. And, oops, that's next turn. And I'm pretty sure they come over here. Actually, they're H. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's at H also. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Next. Okay, it's the U.S. combat turn. Now, they have a choice if they want to retreat before combat. Now, Devon has a +1 morale modifier. I'm thinking they want to pull back. Yeah, they definitely, they're not really built. I mean, we have 1 dice here. He's got 5 and he's got 4. And so let me go down here to the rules and take a look at retreat before combat. Whoa. The attacker may voluntarily retreat any of his units. Resolve the retreat. Let's see. I thought they had to. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of general retreat. Just let me check here. Oh, retreat. Okay, before combat. Cavalry, it is an option. Okay, that's... Okay, they're not... they make a... Okay, so here it is. Because the cavalry is dismounted, they wouldn't be considered up here. Attacker retreat before combat is an option. They retreat 2 X's, no morale check is made. So I think they can just go back 2, and I think that's what they're going to do. Oh. And that takes these off here. And that, because now they are out of, and that keeps the Confederate, or that takes off of those approach fire. So won't be able to show you that. Next is going to be the Union Pleasanton now. So I would say what I want to do is, now they can do their movement. I'm going to get Devon over here by his cavalry. He's with his cavalry, I think. Yeah, he did. And so I think he's going to mount. I think their intention is to stay mounted. All right. Especially since Heath's division's already moved. Now it's the Confederate combat turn. They can't fight, or they can't fire. They have, the artillery here is way too far back. It's going to make a very easy turn 3. And now they're reserve artillery, which is this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move it here. I don't want to put it up. Although this would be interesting. Let's see here. Because we've had both combat turns. So it would be a gamble here. If I push them up here, then they would be able to fire. They'd have to divide their dice between these 3 guys, but they could get some hits. I think I'm going to press. And then I'll, of course, the next movement, bringing these guys around here. Yeah, we'll do that. And hopefully the, whoops. So they're there. I need to get one of those counters. The approach fire counters. And for those of you that don't know, I may not have explained it. Approach fire basically, well, let me zoom in here and kind of discuss that. Whoops. The nice thing about this is if you move into a space adjacent, then when you get a combat chit pulled, these guys are all going to get a chance to fire, because this unit, Pegram's artillery, moved right in next to them. They're going to get to fire, and those effects, so we're taking a gamble for the Confederates or the Union to fire first. Hopefully if the Confederacy can get the first fire, the Union's still going to get the approach fire, but then the Confederate unit can fire. And artillery right next is very deadly. What is the challenge is if both the Union combat shit gets pulled first, then opportunity fire will happen, and then they'll get to fire again with 6. I'll have to check on cavalry, and I don't know if there's a modifier on how many dice they get to throw. But basically, these strength points equals dice, and if you hit on a 5 or less, and then add, of course you have to add and subtract the modifier, +1 here on the dice, then that's what you have to do. So we're taking a gamble here right off the bat to lose an artillery piece, which would be bad. But, that's how war goes. All right, next will be Reynolds Corps gets to move last here. And so 2A, he gets to come in. So now the choice is, do we want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, They can't get up here. So where do I want to position them over here? Or do I want to concede Gettysburg and put myself up on Cemetery Ridge? Now what they did back then was they set up, maybe I need to do historical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could come up here. These guys can, yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I can't go up the hill. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Emmett. There's that. Six, 7, 8, and then 9. Oh, and what I didn't do, I forgot 1, half 2, half 3. That was last turn. And then half 1, half 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then did I already? Oh, I brought those guys on. Okay. So that is the tactical situation at the end of turn 3. All right. So now we move to turn 4. We put these back in the activation bag. Looks like Pender's division gets to come in. Let me just make sure. Yeah. All right, 10:45 a.m. And let's do the shaka. Pleasanton. Okay, that is good. They are going to, now that we have part of Reynolds Corps up, these guys are going to dash. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Him out there. He is going to he's going to get mounted. And then 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up here on that knoll, and then these guys are going to provide. Oh wait, he should probably. I'm going to bring him up on over here, and this guy I'm going to add here, and that is going. So we still haven't had combat yet because the. Oops. D, C, B, A. Hopefully before the end of this 1 hour video, we will have some combat going on. And of course, that is going to eliminate, although that might have been an interesting thing, but you have these 2 8 strength units that would have made it very, very difficult. So I think we're going to, yeah. Next is going to be Pender's division. And they come in, right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. A little bit more daunting. Now there's a combat turn. So now I think Pegram did put himself in a good position to fire. I just have to look at the terrain. Gosh, they're on the other side of that slope. So I think we got these trees, and then they're on the other side, on the downside of this slopey area. So I think they are out of view or line of sight for Pegrams. So I think we're okay. That's what we're going to have to do. No combat again. Whoops. All right, Reynolds Corps. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we could. I think I'm going to bring. And it takes a couple to get up the, let me see over here, the slope. Movement point, yeah, -1 on the slope. And there was enough just to get him there. And then we're going to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is going to get him in range of that, but I want to get my line set. The question, where do I want to bring my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that'll bring Reynolds Corps here. And I think we got just Biddle or Stone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's Reynolds Corps. So they are getting set. So when this happens, it's going to get pretty violent. But I'm going to attack with 2 divisions with a Confederate instead of, historically it was kind of a piecemeal effort. All right, the Confederates. I'm going to leave him there. He's going to be the center of the line. I'm going to bring Heath's division here, and I'm going to bring Pender's division over on this, around here, and hopes to push those guys back. So that leaves just 3 more chits. Union combat turn. So here we are, got the same problem. They don't have, well, he might. They're up on the ridge, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would be artillery combat. It would be, I would roll, I mean, really all that would happen is they could get demoralized, I suppose. So let's roll one die. And they rolled a 9, so you have to be... Actually, I needed a 1, and it was just one dice. Oh, actually, it's 4 more. Oh, I got to do 5 total. Let me pull this one out. And I need a 1. And no, we got close with the 2. So no joy there on the first combat of that. You have to get a 1 because there's a -1. You have to get a 5 or less. And 5 minus 5 is 0, but if you roll a 1, you get to it's a hit. So all 1s are hits. All right. So now we're going to bring this into action. Brockenbrough, 1, 2, 3. And he's going to come into here. That's going to come here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's still going to allow Pegram to fire, I suppose, over here. Yeah, because these guys are off the ridge. But that does mean, now, again, both combat turns have come. And we may get one more turn in before we have to end our episode for today. Oops. Now the problem, he's gonna have to fire 2 here, and you have to, well, wait a minute, because they're being engaged. Okay, so he would be going against this guy. So all these 4 units that are in range are engaged. Okay. Now the final activation is going to be Howard's Corps. And that's, oh, that's out here. Yes. Oh, I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's stuck there. These guys come in. Oh, they actually come down here. So I believe that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1809. All right. So that is the tactical situation at the end of turn number 4. We should have a pretty heavy engagement here next turn. Maybe the Union can get in their guys. Although the Confederates get more guys in here. So next turn. All right. So let's get our combat chits back into the bag. 8. And at noon, looks like we just got a couple more artillery that are going to come in. So let's do the shake-a-shake-a. First one is going to be Heath's division. Okay, he's already... Oh, we got one more guy for that. He's going to get caught in the traffic jam. I think these are... Yeah, that's Heath's division already up. So there's the first activation. Second is going to be Pender. So, oh my goodness, man. So I think we need to bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. That's going to bring 9. And then... Actually, we're going to bring him back here for reinforcements. 6. And then this guy. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there we go. So now, oops. All that Confederate stuff is going to be engaged. Who's next? Reynolds Corps. Okay, that's going to give them a chance to, if I want to pull out... could bring this artillery. I could bring it over on here, or I can bring it over here. I do have this unit coming in. I'm trying to think where the best place to put this artillery would be. Now they are up on the slope. I'm thinking if I put him here, they're in trees, but they're visible. They're visible. They're visible. I could roll one. I could aim at all of these guys. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Now Stone is going to have to, because he just moved. Whoops. Yeah, and this looks kind of it's going to be confusing, but the we get to roll obviously the preparatory fire first, and then the combat when we get to a combat phase, and that should be coming very soon. I'm excited to actually be able to have some combat a little bit later than historically. Howard's Corps gets to move up. Oh man, everybody gets to move up before. So where are we going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could get him down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, since these guys are coming up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's the beginning of the Union line. Okay, but I still get Rhodes Division. Oh no, no, we're good. Okay. Looks like the Cavalry Division, I think we're going to leave them just as they are. Boy, everybody's going to get into position. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'd already moved Garnet, and Garnet got stuck. That's right. Sad for him. All right. Oh my. Confederate combat turn. All right. So how combat works is we get to do this preparatory fire first. And so so this is the artillery combat table. There's a +1, and again, they have to get 5 or more. So basically a 4 or more on the dice, but there's just 1 dice. So let's go ahead and do this first combat. Get these 3 out of here. So we need to get a... There's 2, so there is a hit. 1 hit on these guys. So we'll do all the hits, and then I tell you what, let me check the rule on. Well, I guess I could look real quick to see if combat is simultaneous or not. Combat occurs twice per combat round. Approach fire, fire combat. Oh, we got to add or subtract the firing unit's morale. Okay, the side whose combat turn marker is not in effect, the defender resolves first. Then the attacker... Okay, that's in combat. Okay. Okay, so we do approach fire, and then... I've got to come back up here and... Okay, so it was a +1. So it was a 3. Again, I rolled a 2 here. And the one thing I forgot to add was there was the modifier for artillery adjacent, which was +1. And then +1 here on the counter in the middle is the morale factor. So there's 1 hit there. All right, the next one. There's no morale factor there. He's up a slope. So let's take a look there. Combat to hit is a -1. On the die roll, firing up a slope. And I think there's no, or artillery or infantry versus infantry. No, so there's a -1 that they get for firing up the slope. Oh, so there is a 3. We get to roll 8 dice, so we'll put this 3. Whoops. And then there's 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, -1, so a 1 to 4 on the dice roll. Or, wait a minute. Yeah, 5 or less. So, -1. So there's 1 hit. There is 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. So there's 4 hits. Two, 3, 4. And then we will we'll check on. I got about 5 more minutes here. So let's roll. Let's resolve our dice. They get a 6 with a +3, but they're firing into trees. +3 on the dice. You know, I have a feeling it's actually. Actually, it's, I made a mistake here. It's the same result on that 4, but it's a -1 on the dice with 5 or over. So, okay. So I messed that up. But because the Iron Brigade is a elite brigade, and they're firing 6 dice, and they get a +3. Confusing everything here, as I usually do, but let's go up here to the woods. Forest. Okay. So it looks like the hit in the woods is a 3 or less. No, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it is less than. Then they get a. Okay, hold on. I tell you what, I am going to end this video, figure this out, and then I will resume because I don't want to get this thing wrong. So thank you for joining in, and we'll catch you again next time again on Evolution of Warfare. Please like or subscribe, and that would be great. I just wanted to. It's an easy fix. So I'm going to finish up here, and then we'll end the episode. I want to finish up through. So basically, you have to go up here, and what determines the base hit chance is the terrain. So we have forest there, or actually it's lighter wood. So let's go up here. Okay, woods is going to be a 3. The darker, like here around Round Top, is forest. So it's going to be a 3. And then the Iron Brigade gets a +3. So that's a 6 or less that has to happen. So 6 dice, 6 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks like we have 3 hits. 3 hits. So come over here and we apply 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, now here's this next one. And they are on a slope. So let's check that. So it looks like it's going to be a 5 with a -1 for the hillside, so that's a 4. And then we go over here to see, so it's back to a 5. Baxter has a +1. Okay. So they also are firing, they're firing 5 dice with a 5. Five or less. Man, they got 3. They got 3 hits. The Union is doing really well on these hits. And we got this one. Okay, they are, it's going to be -1, so it's a 4 +1. It's a, oh wait, Baxter already fired. It's on a slope. So there's a -1, then a +1, so it's going to be a 5. And he gets to use 5 dice. So same amount there. 5 or less. 1, 2, 3 more hits. Wow. Dude. So here we go. This guy is in clear terrain. So it's going to be, he's not on the slope. So he's at a 6 or less. 5, oh wait, no, he's already, oh, so this is the one where, okay, it is the Confederate. So I get to resolve this first. So we get to roll dice, or the Confederates get to roll dice, not we, but he is in clear. And so there's 6 dice here. So 6 Confederate dice. Get these guys out of here. Drop them over here. And it's straight up 5 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Ooh, that's brutal. Okay. Whoops. Dang it. All right, now let's go back down to the rules. And now we have to do the morale. Now we do hit resolution. The side, the defender resolves first, then the attacker, and then we'll see what happens. And so we have to check the morale person, and it has to be see 10.4. Oh, morale check 1 to 5 fail, 6 to 10 pass. So then you just, and then the unit morale modifier. So let's bring up a dice down here. We're gonna need 1 of each. Go ahead and bring them up here. And we'll leave these up here on the thing. So each hit, and here's the results over here. So hits on demoralization, the first hit is going to be a strength point loss. Others will be demoralization, which will reduce their strength before we do the actual attack rolls, which the Confederates will be able to do. And so let's resolve these one at a time. There's 0 on morale here. We're doing Confederate rolls. Let's put that there. So let's see. Again, 6 to 10 is a pass. So it's a fail. And so this very first one is going to be a strength point loss. Let's bring this over, and we'll bring over a demoralized marker and mark these things up. And this is where this really shines, I think, as Gilbert Collins in his video says. Basically, so what this is going to mean is he's going to have a he's not getting demoralized. He's just there was one hit, and so that means is you subtract. I don't think they're. Yeah, so you just subtract this from that number, and that means it's got a 3 strength point instead of a 4. So you have to check that before each one. Actually, I forgot to do this. So that's that one. That is done. So here we had 4. So we have to do 4. The first one will be the first failure will be a hit. So 10, so that's a pass on that one. We still haven't marked off. Whoops. A 2 is a failure. So there's that one. And 8 is a pass. And a 5 is going to be a fail. And so this means that what this means, whoops, is that basically this is down to a 7 in strength, and then one of the other strength points is demoralized, so it drops it down. They're only going to be able to roll a 6 on their next combat dice. So we pull that over here, and we have to assess what's under those counters. All right. Let's go a little bit faster now. 2. So there's 3 hits here against an 8 strength unit. Okay, that's a pass. Oops. That is a fill. And then, keep doing that. And that is a pass. So again, this unit is down to 7th strength. Okay, now Brockenbrough, his division. Now there's a chance here that he could lose. He could become our first shattered unit, which we'll describe that when they get down to 0. But there's a pass, so that's not going to happen. A 5. that did happen. Oh. Let's go over here and get a strength point marker. And then, so Brockenbrough was apparently and he rolled a 6. So that's good for him. That just drops him down to a 2. But he was an understrength unit at the Battle of Gettysburg. And then we get Perrin. It looks like he has 3 hits also. Bring the dice down here. It's a 7. A 4. There's a hit. I got to clone the strength point. Okay, and then we got one more roll. And then there's a 3, and so we got another demoralized. We have so Perrin is going to be down basically to a 4 when he rolls. And nothing on lane. And then this Union. Oof. They may be our first shattered unit. So let's bring this over here and take a look. 7, that's a pass. Okay, that is a strength point loss. That's a pass. A 9. That is a pass. Wow, these Union guys are pretty good morale. Oh, and then there's no added morale here on stone, and man, that is really good. So stone. So that clears off all of those markers. Now we get to do the Confederate combat. So again, we're going to have to break these out. So this is just going to allow us to roll 3 dice. He is in clear terrain, so it's going to be a 5 or less with no modifier. One, 2, 3 hits. So 3 hits. I need to keep, actually, should have just kept some of these over here. So here is a hit. 1 hit on him. Okay, next. So that's going to be 6 dice with no modifier. So we'll add in another dice for them. 5 or less. We have, oh gosh, 1 hit. We'll just set that there. Pedigree that's going to be 7 dice with a +1 modifier on the Iron Brigade. But so let's hope. Two hits. 2 measly hits. Dang. All right. Next is going to be Brockenbro. And he is down to a 2. Oh, I don't think there's a modifier on him. Oh, there's a -1 modifier on him. Okay. So he gets 2 dice. And a -1 modifier. So, oh, 5 or less. So, okay. So, 5. So that's a 6. So there's 1 hit. So that's that one. And now we have Perrin. Who's down to 4 dice. And looks like 2 hits. Let's see if there's any modifier. But I don't think it would matter. Oh, there's a +1 modifier. Did I get a 5? I did get a 5. So that's just 1 hit. Man. It's quality of the troop. And then oh, he had a +2 on his. Okay, so that's still 1 hit. And then finally, okay, no damage. He gets 6 dice with no modifier. One, 2, 3, 4 hits. So there's finally some good work there by Lane. So that is going to 1, 2, 3, 4 give an opportunity for to shatter that unit, which we haven't had a shatter yet, not yet. But let's do our morale check, and again, it's going to be a 6 or we need to have a 6 to 10, and with a modifier there of that. So Caliph will be first. So it's 6 to 10. 1, 2. Boy, that's a fail. So that's going to be a strength point. Oh, actually, this changes because this is regular combat. A combat. First hit is a loss and must retreat. Okay. So there's a must retreat, and they have to go back 2. Okay, so we have 1 strength point. Oh, goodness. So that is going to shatter this unit. So that's going to make us go over here. And the shattered units, they can come back at night, and then we have to roll to see if that strength point gets removed. So if he doesn't pass that, then he will I guess remain in the shattered unit box. So that's what happens when you have a 1 strength unit. Probably wasn't wise, but I wanted to put the artillery in there to help out, because now this guy will be able to come over here and add to the flank. All right, here we have just one attempt here. Again, no added, so 6. We need a 6 to 10, and we got a 10, so that passes that one. Next one down, the Iron Brigade, they get a +3 on the roll, and they have 1 hit. So unless this is a really low roll, 3 + 3 is 6. That's a pass. Oh, they have another hit here. There's one more hit, I believe. And that is a 7. So that is a pass. Okay, now we have Baxter with 1 hit. That's going to be a 10. We have Paul with 1 hit. That's a 7. And then we have Stone with 1 hit. That's a 10. 1. Oh, they've got 4 hits to deal with on Stone. So he passed 1. Passed 2. Oh, and he's got a minus. No, he has a 0 modifier. Man, 5. No, that's a fail. So there's going to be a strength point, and he's going to have to, excuse me, retreat to. Three, and that's a fail. So there's going to be a demoralization marker here on Stone. So that drops him down to a 2 unit. And he has to retreat too. So he'll retreat there. All right. So that is the Confederate attack. And then I believe that leaves the Union attack turn. Now, they do have a chance to retreat before combat. So let's take a look at what is going to happen here. All right, Cutler is fine. Actually, we're going to end this on, leave it with the USA combat for this round. Thank you for joining. Hope, again, this was a little bit more clearer. One of the things I have to remember is to check. I don't think, yeah, these were all in the clear. He was on a slope. That should have been, I think there's a -1 that I didn't apply there, but we'll make sure that's next. And then, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're on a good track playing through the game. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you next on Evolution of Warfare. Make sure, if you can, to like and subscribe and share the channel. And we're already at 81 subscribers, so we're cruising towards 100. So we'd love to get to 100. That would mean a lot. And again, we appreciate anybody's support. Thank you.